Hello, happy Monday. How's everybody doing? I hope you had a good weekend. I hope you had a good Easter. I had a good Easter. I went to church and we had like a really long service, but it was a very unusual Easter service. Like he preached about Judas and the betrayal and how Jesus knew the whole time that he was going to be the one to betray him. And I never thought about it. Like I read in the Bible about it before, but I never looked at it through this lens. But he talked about how, Jesus even asked at one point, they were with the disciples having dinner, and he said, whoever dips in this after me is going to be the one to betray me. Basically, I forget how it was worded, but that was the gist of it. And he did it. And so like all of them knew, but it's like they didn't really acknowledge it after that. Like they just carried on with their normal routine. It's very bizarre. Anyway, very interesting sermon. I wrote down all the scriptures and stuff because I want to go back and delve a little deeper into it. It's very interesting. Anyway, didn't mean to bore you with all that. What I was going to do is read a proverb because we're a couple days behind because I kind of took a little break from TikTok yesterday to just to honor the Lord and spend more time with him and loved ones. And like I said, I hope you guys did too. Hope you had a good Easter. So we are on Proverbs 15. A gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. Boy, isn't that the truth? Isn't that hard to remember though in the moment? So hard. That's something I struggle with. I think I've gotten better as I've gotten older, but not quite perfected that. The tongue of the wise commends knowledge, but the mouth of the fool gushes folly. The eyes of the Lord are everywhere, keeping watch on the wicked and the good. The tongue that brings healing is a tree of life, but a deceitful tongue crushes the spirit. A fool spurns his father's discipline, but whoever heeds correction shows prudence. I think that's very much, maybe if you don't have an earthly father or didn't have a good example of an earthly father, definitely applies to God, your father, don't you think? A fool spurns his father's discipline. How many times do people who are not walking with the Lord, they spurn, as it says, God's discipline? But life is a lot better when you heed his discipline. The house of the righteous contains great treasure, but the income of the wicked brings them trouble. The lips of the wise spread knowledge, not so the hearts of fools. The Lord detests the sacrifice of the wicked, but the prayer of the upright pleases him. The Lord detests the way of the wicked, but he loves those who pursue righteousness. Stern discipline awaits him who leaves the path. He who hates correction will die. Death and destruction lie open before the Lord. How much more the hearts of men? A mocker resents correction. He will not consult the wise. A happy heart makes the face cheerful, but the heartache crushes the spirit. The discerning heart seeks knowledge, but the mouth of a fool feeds on folly. All the days of the oppressed are wretched, but the cheerful heart has a continual feast. Better a little with the fear of the Lord than great wealth with turmoil. Better a meal of vegetables where there is love than a fattened calf with hatred. A hot-tempered man stirs up dissension, but a patient man calms a quarrel. The way of the sluggard is blocked with thorns, but the path of the upright is a highway. A wise son brings joy to his father, but a foolish man despises his mother. Folly delights a man who lacks judgment, but a man of understanding keeps a straight course. Plans fail for lack of counsel, but with many advisors they succeed. A man finds joy in giving an apt reply, and how good is a timely word. The path of life leads upward for the wise to keep him from going down to the grave. The Lord tears down the proud man's house, but he keeps the widow's boundaries intact. The Lord detests the thoughts of the wicked, but those of the pure are pleasing to him. A greedy man brings trouble to his family, but he who hates bribes will live. The heart of the righteous weighs its answers, but the mouth of the wicked gushes evil. The Lord is far from the wicked, but he hears the prayer of the righteous. A cheerful look brings joy to the heart, and good news gives health to the bones. He who listens to a life-giving rebuke will be at home among the wise. He who ignores discipline despises himself, but whoever heeds correction gains understanding. The fear of the Lord teaches a man wisdom, and the humility comes before honor. What do y'all think about that? What do you think about that next to last verse I just read? He who ignores discipline despises himself. I've never thought about that. I've never thought about the fact that if somebody, I think of somebody ignoring wisdom being maybe filled with pride or something, which is almost like more like loving yourself maybe, or thinking highly of yourself when you shouldn't. But I've never thought about it as being somebody that doesn't love themselves. That's interesting and sad. What does that mean? What do y'all think? Tell me your thoughts. I want to know. Let's talk about it. Y'all have a good night.